Hey everybody, thanks for showing up. I'm John Zidars. On behalf of PB Alerts, you're watching Zidars Stock Trading Insights. I want to, invite you along to do DD with me. We're going to go look for momentum stocks. A momentum stock is a stock that had momentum right up till the end of the bell. It was still surging, still climbing, had power left over, and then it stopped. Someone hit the pause button on the movie. That big explosion, froze. Tomorrow morning when that bell goes off and someone hits that pause button again, it's going to finish. But what happens when an explosion is done? So I presume all these plays are going to fall after I get out. I plan on getting out no later than 10 or 10:05, or when it goes over 20%. It can go as far as it wants over 20%. But when it gets over that, if there's a huge giant spike that hits 80%, bing, I'm out. I'm not greedy. Fight the greed, take the green. You know, I like to play, but I need to earn my pay. I got to get a little bit every day to add to my check each week so I can pay my bills each month. This isn't something that I fool around with, so I like this play. It's reliable. So let's jump into it and I'll show you how I do it, and let's get a list together that you can use and I can use for tomorrow. All right, so what we're doing is a search to find MOMO stocks. Stocks that had extra momentum, stocks that were surging up and got immediately halted by the bell abruptly. Right in the middle of the bullet coming out, time froze. We're waiting for the rest of that traveling of the bullet. It's got to happen. And when the bell rings tomorrow, this will continue. Now, I want you to understand that all we're going to use is what you see in front of us. Thinkorswim's trading platform. You can use your own trading platform, but you need something that can correlate all the information for you, and you can move it around and set it up the way you need to so you can quickly do your analyzing in the evening, be ready for tomorrow. This shouldn't take hours at all. You're going to see what I do. So what we are looking for, and this is a perfect example, you're looking at it right here. We don't care what happened all day. All we're looking at is the last 30 minutes, mostly last 5-10 minutes. Now I have this set up here on the 5-minute chart. This is 5 minutes, 5 days, and I've zoomed in, and this is the very end of yesterday. So we looked at this and saw this giant growth. We saw this huge spike in the RSI, and it was over 70, and this giant leap coming past the signal line, breaking out of the red into the green and going high. And we said this is going to run at least until 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, did it? Well, let's back out and see. Right there is what we were just looking at. It opened up this morning and took off, up and up and up. And let me see. You get 10 o'clock at right about there. Right about there. So there's your 10 o'clock mark. That is the high. And then it started to fall and really fell. But we got out quick, didn't we? So this one did real well. Another one we looked at was KYNC. These were stocks we looked at yesterday and said we're going to run. So right here again is where we looked at it from. And we said, well, look at all that volume. Up, 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 and a huge leap at the end of the day. RSI was in the red. MACD is surging up. You can see the wave is getting bigger. It looks like it's going to run for tomorrow. So it did. Now this had some pre-market, aftermarket activity, and I'm not real keen on seeing that because this is like an explosion, right? And you don't want some of it escaping. You want to catch all of it that you can. But even with that, this particular stock had a lot going for it, and it did jump. Now, where did it get to by 10 o'clock in the morning? Right there. There is your high. We're not going to worry about numbers. You can just see you had a gain, and at 10 o'clock, we hit a high. And then it started to fall and went sideways. But what do we care? We were out at 10. The last one we looked at was OZSC. And what we saw was that. Right? We saw this by accident as we were closing up the video yesterday. So you can see there was lots of volume up, 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 up. And even this red did not bother us because you can't see it now, but we saw it yesterday. There was a high bubble right here. And that high bubble, there's always a pullback. I just say there's always a pullback on a high bubble because it happens that often. And then it came right back up. And I said, well, you know what? Look at that. The RSI is surging, just surging. It's been red forever. The MACD is climbing. It's recovering off of its high bubble. This is going to run. So what did it do this morning? It did. And it even had pre-market, aftermarket activity, but the power was there. And 10 o'clock takes us to right about there. 10:05. Now this one kept growing. But see, I don't care. I don't feel I lost anything by letting that go. I don't know what's going to happen after 10. But I do know this. 8 out of 10 times it goes down or sideways. Very seldom does it continue going up without taking a dip. And then I've lost gains. I want to secure those gains because I want to get on with the rest of my day knowing I made my paycheck. Every day I make my pay. Then I find time to go out and play. That's all there is to it. Once I get this detail out of the way, I feel happy. That's why the time it takes to do what I'm doing here each night is not a lot of time because I don't want to spend all my time in front of this bloody screen. All right, so you can see 3 out of 3 that we looked at yesterday did exactly what we were looking for because they were set up perfectly with a lot of extra momentum still in the shotgun. It's still got a lot to push. We give it room to expand, but don't hang around for it to fizzle out. It's a really great play if you want to make a little bit of scalp every day. So what I then do, this is the important part, and I want to tell you a bit of information I've learned about Thinkorswim. I don't know about the other platforms. I only use one filter. We do a scan, I come up here and I look for last price. I want to know what the price was at the end of the day, and that's all I want to know. So I put in a price up here. Now I have 001 to a penny. Now I did have it wider, and I'll tell you why I had to narrow the band. You see this button over here that says ascending, descending? Well, that's alphabetically. And this only goes down 2,000 stocks. So when I put in a large number, like let's say I go all the way up to $10, the alphabet starts here at A and only reaches down to C. So I hit descending and that starts at Z and only comes up to R. And I can't get to the middle. I can't find a general last search to grab that part of the alphabet. So I have to narrow down my band of search so that I can cover the entire alphabet and not be missing an entire market that could be helping me out. So I found that helps, is to keep the band that you want to spend real tight on your search. Don't go too far spread. The other little thing I've learned that helps me is this right here. After I do my search, and remember, that's 2 windows here. When I say yes search, I have from Z, you can see here, Z through the alphabet. Now it may, let's see if I get any A's in here. Yeah, we got B's and F's, so we're doing good with this search. 001 to 01 doesn't exclude any stocks. We're able to see what's going on here. All right, so first thing I do is I do set up this tag here. You see over here this yellow 2 and this yellow 2, whatever I click here shows up in that window. Just that fast. So I can see things. Now there's nothing to be seen here. But over here, you know, we can come in and see at just, I can go through many stocks at just a blur, right? So that's why I set this up here. Most people don't know how to do this. All you got to do is come over here to this little tiny itty bitty gear right there, press that and hit customize. Over here where it says lookup domain, put in send to. There you go. And then just click send to red, yellow, or choose your number. It'll come over here and then you just put it where you want. I put mine up at the top. I moved it all the way up to the top and you press OK. And voila, you've got yourself an instant tab here. Now I can open up this window over here because most of this information I don't need. What I do want to see are the charts, right? So this here is a trick. Now first off, I always get my search by money, then I do it by volume. Now you can go either way, and I actually do. You can go by percentage gains, or you can go by volume. You want volume. It doesn't have to be massive volume, but you want a lot of volume because you want a lot of people buying at the same time. That's what makes the price move fast. Our constant buys right behind each other. So we want volume. So I like to look at volume. Then I look over here for anything green. You know, it's nice to see 200% or 300, but we're looking at how the day ended. It could have traveled all over the place, but how did the day end? Is it strong? Is there extra potential we can cash in on tomorrow? So I bring up the biggest volume first, and then I just hit the greens as I'm going down. Now you might miss something in the reds. They may have ended strong but been way down and are about to have a great recovery. Well, I can't look at all of them, so I've just focused in on the greens. You can look at the reds. You may find some really good winners in there. You see this over here. I bring over the high of the day and the last of the day. Now, why do I do this? If I see that the last is stuck at the same price as high, that automatically tells me that that is a stock that ended surging. It's at its high point right there. So this is one way to do your searches. I just let my eyeballs do the work. I come over here, I take this chart and I put it onto the 5 minute. I really just want to see the last 5 minutes, maybe 10. That's it. I want to see where the people's heads were on these stocks. We will look at the RSI, we will look at the MACD, and if it all is surging up, ta-da, we got one to add to our list. So I'm going to clear this up here. This is my old list from yesterday, and we'll make a new list for today. All right, so I got my list all set up here. I just start clicking. Now, all I'm looking at is right here, but instead of taking the time to focus in like that, I just hit the button. And we are looking for something that shows growth and surging. Now, of course, something, this one's got some growth, but I don't like it. Doesn't show enough for me. Now we're just looking right here, right? That's all we're looking for. We're looking for a green stem going up. You can be looking for a nice red mark up in here. Let me bring that down. Yeah, we'd like to see a nice strong spike here up in the red. We definitely want to see this going uphill like a big wave that's about to become a tsunami. So that's what we're looking for. Some green right up against the wall, some red at the top here, and a tsunami. So that's what we're looking for. All right. Oh, we got a big stem. We got a very strong lurch. Okay, I'm zooming in, folks. Got my attention. All right, we got a huge surge, and I do want to back out and see how that is relative to the day. We are at the same high it's been at during the day. So it came from down here all the way up. Strong volume, but it's had strong volume popcorning all through the day. Volume isn't even at 60 yet on the RSI. The RSI hasn't even hit 60 yet, though the MACD looks strong. And she had a little bit of let go. And it stayed high. All right, I'm going to add this to my watch list. Doesn't mean anything. It just means tomorrow I'm going to have this list here that I can watch. And one of them is going to be a fast horse. And I'm going to jump on that horse and ride it till 10 in the morning or until it jumps a big wall. All right, coming down now. Yeah, we got a big spike here. I do see that the RSI has taken a jump up. It is higher than most of the day. See that? It's higher than most of the day. We have two strong bars, two strong volume. Let's back out and just get a relativity here. All right, so that was the most volume it had had all day. More than double what it had been getting all day. So I'm going to add this one to the list. Metro Spaces. Oh, I think I own this one. All right, next. Oh, look at this. Right, okay. This is a perfect setup, folks. Bing, 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 bing. It's climbing, climbing, climbing. It's ending. Even after the bell, it did not fall. We have a red surge here. We got a tsunami going. Volume isn't as strong as I would like here, But everything else ticks a box. Tick, 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 tick. How many ticks you need? Well, 3 out of 4 is definitely worth carrying it up. So we got another one for the list. All right. Moving down to drink. APYP. And I don't know anything about these stocks, folks. I may even own them. I don't know. Okay, this one shows some activity here. It's been on a down surge. You can see this has been coming down, and that's to be taken into consideration. The natural tendencies. Now, speaking of, I want to look at this one on the charts because this could be coming around on a big turnaround. Let me see, what are we on here? 5 minutes. Let me get rid of this so we can see the whole chart. Let me back out to an hour. That gives us a better feel. It hit a low here, folks. That is on an hour, 20 days. All right, I'm going to actually go out 4 hours. Oh, look at that. 4 hours, 6 months. This hasn't been doing anything until right there, which comes in at, well, gee whiz, just last month all this business started. So all of this, and it's come right back down from when it first started, and it doesn't look like it really wants to turn back up. All right, putting our scan back up. That was just a peekaboo to give me a sense of what this, because it looked like it might be surging back up and do a big recovery, which it could be, but looking at this, there was a big drop here, pass. Let me bring this over a bit. All right, let's hit the next green. Nope. This was a horrible day on the market today, folks. The Afghanistan thing is hurting us all. The big markets took a beating too, not just the OTC. Actually, the OTC went more sideways than down, thank goodness. Oh, what about that one? That's interesting. Let's take a look at that. All right, volume was strong, but it fell after the same size volume here. We do have a kick up. It was going sideways. Actually, I'm familiar with this ticker. I've seen this ticker run before, so I'm going to throw this up in there. It does have some ticks here, not as many as I would like, but some. All right, so where are we at now? We're down to 41 million shares that are moving. All right, we did have some good strong jump here. You can see that it climbed right from down here. What is that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes. Went sideways, took a double jump because it was only doing these halves. Actually, that was a triple, and came down 1/3 of it. Lots of strength down here. It did take a big. All right, it's interesting enough to make me ask questions, and it does show some strong jumping there. So we'll throw that in there. All right, we're coming down to 12 million shares. Now, I don't like to get down to too few shares, but then today was a low volume day. May not have an option here. May just have to look at what was offered to us. I'm recognizing quite a lot. There's a nice jump. Quite a lot of these tickers. These guys have known to have runs before. Let me back this out. I don't know. This doesn't seem to have as much strength as I would like to see. Oops, that was a bad hit. There was strong volume at the end of the day. It is climbing on the RSI, and the MACD is coming up, and it's just about to touch the surge line, but it's pushing on the green. Okay, we'll throw extreme up there. I know the ticker anyways. I kind of like what I've read about it. No, HMPQ. There's some growth there, but I'm kind of familiar with this company, and I don't see any big runs coming from it. Well, what do we got here? You got some good volume. The volume got strong at the end of the day. A nice jump from 5.6 to 5.8 when it was doing much smaller jumps through the day. It did throw this RSI apart, and we got to say that MACD shows that's impressive, right? And you can see that last green bar right here is a lot bigger than all of these. It took a jump. This definitely belongs up on our list. iGen. I know that ticker too. Oh, this is good. All right, let's see what we got here. No. We got a little bit of bounce going on here, but it doesn't look strong enough to consider. I mean, you know, if you want to throw it on the list, you can. It doesn't ever hurt, because what we're going to do tomorrow morning is take that list we're making, and when that bell goes off, we're going to have this set right here to be pointed up. It's going to say 0 in the morning. There's no action. So you don't know which one, and you don't want to have your hand on any other button but a sell, or I mean a buy. So you set this up, and as soon as the bell goes off, you're going to see the top leaders up here. And it is a decision. It is a decision. And the more you put inside your list, the more you're going to have to choose from. So you will have to make a choice. And remember, our entry price is going to be higher than it closed at, because it's on an up incline. It stopped here, it's going to start here, and it's finishing today's shares. Anything we look at has potential, because there's shares waiting in the queue to be bought, and they're going to be purchased tomorrow morning, and that's going to push the price up. People are going to see the price going up, and they're going to jump on the bandwagon, and then whatever reason it stops at 10. So you need to be, if it closes at 003, you need to be maybe at 0034. And if it drops to 0032 after all the shares are sold, you get it for 0032. They're not going to charge you 0034 just because you have that in there. But you don't want to go too high, because you don't want to pay too much and eat up all of your profits if it goes that high. This takes practice. Start off with small amounts. Start off with $100 and see how to play this 20% 1005 game. And just learn to pull the trigger. Don't worry about anything else. Just get it down pat and make some successful trades. You'll feel a lot better about yourself doing that. All right, let's see. We're getting low now. We're down to 5 million shares, folks. Ooh, there's a big surge. Yeah, that's a big one. Now that's on 5 million. Now let's see what the volume was at the end. That was 10 million shares. Now how can that be? Oh, I'm sorry, folks. That's 690,000 shares. So they only did 4 million, almost 5 million for the whole day. And in the last 5 minutes, they did just over 500,000 shares. So there was some excitement there, and you can see they brought it all the way from the bottom. That's where its low was for the whole day. Brought it all the way up to here. So I'm going to throw that in, just because that's a lot of power at the end of the day to just be throwing out there. And down to 3 million shares. Running out of grapes to squeeze, folks. Yeah, see, when you get too little shares, the vehicle isn't moving. And a vehicle that's not moving can go backwards in a heartbeat. But if it's moving forward, it doesn't just change direction instantly. Things have to turn. So we want a good, strong share count. So there we go. There is our list right there. Now, there are more we could look at, right? Because my search here covers up to a penny. What if we came over here and we said we wanted to go from a penny to 10 cents? And it'll give us 2,000 of them. And there we go. See, not everybody's price range is the same. That was 001 to a penny. That is really low. I play that because when you go from 001 to 002, guess what? You've doubled your money. $500 becomes $1,000. So I like to find stocks that are on the 001, because there's very little movement for it to double your money. It's a magic spot. But again, there's a lot of movement down in that area. However, there's a lot of movement in a lot of areas. The dollar areas, the 10-cent areas, the $2, $3 areas. It's what you can afford. And you look for your price the way I'm doing, and you look for the potential. The problem, I said, though, is that you don't want stocks that have a lot of aftermarket, pre-market activity. You want stocks that are dead from the bell to the bell, so that it just picks up where it left off, like pause on a movie. Woo, look at that. Okay, folks, this one is in our face, is it not? And I'm sorry I didn't catch this. Wow, look at that jump. So there was a giant jump in this today. LCLP. and it looks like it was continuing its surge. Very strong. We are in the red. Let's focus in on that. Let me bring this up so you can see that properly. There we go. This I like, folks. This is very strong. Lots of volume, lots of strength going up after a very strong day. Now, normally when I see a strong surge, I expect it to fall 50% and either hold or continue to fall. But that 50% mark becomes very, very important for gauging the strength of the stock. This one has continued up, so that is intriguing. I'm throwing that on the list. I like this one. Let's see here. TPTW. This was yesterday's monster gain. Yes, this one did about 280% gains after hitting about 300, 400%. They got a contract in Africa to put up all the 5G and all the cell phone in every single house, every building, everything in the entire city. $3.5 billion contract. That's what it'll do for you, folks. It went from a penny up to 4 cents. So these people made 400%, 300% from there to here. I don't see any play in it, though. RGBP. Oh, this looks good. Oh, look at that, folks. All right, hot potato. Look at all of this RSI screaming. We have a tsunami, absolutely. The volume was just on the beach, and then came another tsunami, and this is growing. Small, tiny pullbacks going sideways. It is still sitting up there high. I like this. It's not a perfect setup, but that is a prime setup. Very good. All right, this is a good one, folks. Thanks for telling me to go to the dime. All right, PBYA, Asta la vista. No, we're gonna pass on Asta. CPSL. No. So I hope somebody had some decent luck today. That's why I like this play. It doesn't rely on luck. It relies on finding that perfect setup and stepping into the cockpit before the clock continues and just taking a short ride. It's like hitchhiking. You really don't care what kind of car you get into. You're just going a short distance and jumping out. We don't know nothing about these stocks. We're just going a short distance and jumping out. Oh, nice one. INQD. Let's see what we got here. All right, so that jump was from 21 to 22.7. That's not bad. That was over a full point. And it was a strong kick up. Bounce off. This is worthy. Yes. Now, I don't like big lists, but hey, look, folks. It really sorts itself all out when you think about it. Once that bell goes off, the quickest go to the top. Bing, they're at the top, and all you're doing is grabbing the ones you believe in the most. Now, it doesn't hurt, it really doesn't. After you get your list, go check your favorites out and see if there is any news. If some have catalysts, if some have real good news, that'll hedge your bets. You know more. The more you know, the more you grow. You can't do wrong by doing research. I just got to draw a line somewhere. All right, we are down to 15 million shares. And oh my goodness, folks, you got to see that one, right? You can't miss it. That is the giantest spike of the whole day. Went from 54 to 56, almost 57. That's a 3 spike move. That's beautiful. Volume is strong, steady. RSI is very strong, and it's taken an abrupt change and growth on the MACD. Yes, another one for the list. Now, I'm going to pull that down so that you guys can get a sneak of that. You know, there's no way for me to grab all that up and send it out to you, and you don't want me to read them off, so you can freeze frame it and you can get them. There's a very good list for tomorrow. Throw them into a watch list and check them out. You know, see which ones are your favorite, narrow them down. Maybe you don't like the ones I've picked. Maybe a couple of them there stand out and you do. But all I'm doing is showing you what I do every day. I've got to go through this, and of course I talk to myself, so you guys are just perfect being here. All right. I think we do have enough on the list, though. This one looks good. Let me pull this up. I pushed our chart down. Yeah, we had a strong bounce here from 10.3 to 10.7. That's a good stretch. This was surging up. This is kicking up. It is under the signal, but it's going there. So I'm going to throw that in there too. Bring that down. All right. There we go. Okay, folks. So, you know the drill. We looked for stocks that have potential that are going to run. You're going to put a price in higher than it closed today, but not too high that you steal all your profits. Start off small so that you get some experience with this. Get out at 20%. You know, the big green bar, if it goes 30, 40, 50, 60, don't just jump out. Wait to see how big it gets and jump. Take as much as you can get, but get out because they don't last. Those first bumps in the morning never last. Then, if you don't get a big bump, get out at 10, 10.05 because after that, there's a decisive moment in the market for some reason. Up, down, sideways, it doesn't matter. You made your money. That's what we're after. I hope I've shared something here with you that helps. You've got your list there. I've left it up for a good long time. Let's check these out tomorrow and see how we did. And then we'll look for some more tomorrow. And maybe I'll get better at this. See you, folks. Good luck. They heard that.